good morning, and welcome back to another episode of A Kiki with. This week's episode, we're going to talk about when we told our dad we were going to do drag. Okay, so as many may know, me and my dad have always had a rocky relationship. Anyway, I thought things would change once I got engaged because things started to vibe out, and that was like after 4 years of not talking. So when I told him I wanted to do drag, at first he was really supportive. It was shocking. I was shocked, but he was really supportive. And I feel like this was a positive step in the direction for us as father and son. I have his name, so I guess he's old fashioned and he's a little uneducated when it comes to the lifestyle. And I bared with him for as much as I could. And people that have been in my life, they would always push me in the right direction when it came to him. But my thing with him would be, okay, you say you accept this, you're happy, you love me, you love my brother, because it's two of us. He has two sons that's gang. And I guess from the area he comes from, that would probably make him feel some type of way, which is completely understandable. So, which is why I would only talk to him about surface things. We don't need to really get into my personal life. I tried to respect that, but still be who I was at the same time. So we fast forward. He's excited about the reason I'm doing drag, why I'm doing it. Because everybody knows that it's just a tribute and memorial, and it's just something that I typically enjoy to do in my free time. But then he would drink, and that's always been our problem in our relationship. Alcohol's always been a factor. I feel like if you can't control your alcohol, you shouldn't drink. One time we had got so volatile with our words. I'm like, don't bother me when you're drunk. You call me when you're sober. But don't bother me when you're drunk. Now, as a child, that's what I was willing to accept. I don't think that I should have accepted that because, I'm your child, dude. Like, why can't you be the same when you're sober, when you're drunk? But I do realize that, alcohol messes with the mind and stuff. And it was always, like I said, this always was a battle with him anyway, growing up. Growing up with him in the house. He's one way when he's sober, and when he's had a few, he's another way. I think a lot of it probably came from me being, I'm the youngest kid. I was spoiled a lot. It was Ronald this, Ronald that, Ronnie this, Ronnie that. But anyway, so I would show him, he would start following me on TikTok and everything, and he would give me praises. He'd call me, he'll text me, he's like, oh, you're so beautiful, I'm so proud of you, you're doing so good, I'm so happy for you and your family and everything. But then as it started to get closer to the wedding, and he let me know that he couldn't come, there was some disappointment, but there was no surprise at the same time, because of my stepmother. I know my dad's a loyal man to his women, and I guess until he has enough, but he's loyal to her. Oh, now I know that they've been all over the place, but he gave me his excuses on why he couldn't come. And I didn't ask him for anything. I don't ask anybody for anything. He didn't try to work anything else out with me. He just basically told me, she don't want to drive, she can't drive, I'm not coming. He didn't try to work with me on other things to do, ways to get him here, and I was willing to, and I was trying with him, but he just didn't. I guess he just didn't want to leave his wife. But I take it as he didn't want to be around me. Really, he didn't want to watch me get married. But instead of him keeping it there, he attacked my drag. The person that has been praising me for months, and I knew he would rear his head and show his true colors eventually. And I tried to tell everyone that, and everyone's like, oh no, it's gonna be different this time. Listen, When a person shows you who they are, you have to believe them, no matter who it is. Parent, brother, sister, child, auntie, uncle, grandmother, grandfather. Believe who they are, because the moment that they can take something that means something that's so important to you and use it and weaponize it to attack you, it becomes nothing more than a title to me. I want the same respect that I give. You know what I'm saying? So before I would argue with them, I would go back and forth and go off and everything. But this time, at this age in my life, and as being a father myself, I didn't have any more fight in me. You know, I'm just like, don't bother me. Don't call me. Don't bother with my children. You know, you don't anyway. You know what I'm saying? I gave you 2 beautiful grandchildren. I don't have a criminal record. I excelled in school. I tried college. It just wasn't for me. I was bored. But I'm in a place now where I'm doing financially stable for myself. I'm doing well. You know, I'm married. I think I've turned out to be a well-rounded young man. That's something you should be proud of. But you attack me being a drag queen. I thought we had got so much further than that. And the things that he would say to me, you guys, you know, he would send me videos of men attacking women checking men dressed as women, saying that was going to happen to me. He would tell me, be careful, posting on social media like he was watching me. And then my dad's side of the family too, you know, it's like they were playing report back. Like if me and him had a problem, they would try to take up for him, you know. And he's a grown man, I'm a grown man, and I'm like, y'all don't know what I grew up with inside the household. Y'all know him as your fun family member because y'all supplying with alcohol. Thanks a lot. But what I know him as, and I'm sorry to say, I know him as the weaker player in the marriage dynamic with my mother. So even they thought they could get involved in this situation about it, you know. And I'm like, okay, you want to attack the drag, so you're being fake. That's how I looked at that. You don't want to come to the wedding. And when I bring those things to your attention, you tell me F me, F my kids, F my family. So for me, it was like, you know what, God, I did what you said. I followed the Bible the best way I could besides laying with men. You know, and, you know, they say you honor your mother and your father, but they also say you shouldn't incur your child's wrath either. You know, and I just decided to, before he got to it, to disown me, because I would have rather him just disown me when I came out, you know, because it wasn't like I was missing anything anyway with him in or out my life, you know. Ro was still gonna move. Like, he didn't make anything stop for me. It was just very disappointing, because you should, as a kid, you know, you want your parents to love you, be proud of you, be supportive in the things that you do. But at some point, when you're an adult, you gotta be like, you know what, I can't win. And it shouldn't even be a competition. So I'm just gonna remove myself from the situation, in which I have removed myself. The last time I spoke to him in sound was a few weeks before D'Angelo's and I wedding. Now, since then, he has called, but he's blocked. But he's called me intoxicated. He's left me messages about 3 minutes long. You know, he stalks my TikTok. You know, but you don't like what I'm doing, and I'm going to do what I want to do anyway. I pay my own bills. You know, I'm grown. I'm going to do what I want. You know, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not disrespecting anybody. I'm not even disrespecting him, because everything that I've done in life, from growing up till into my adult life, it was never on the strength of him. It was always on bettering myself, getting myself out the hood. So I just didn't have time for it. You know, I'm pretty sure he's going to see this. I'm pretty sure someone on that side is going to see this, because I disowned them all. You know, people talk about you shouldn't do this with your family. You know, family is everything. Not everybody. And sometimes you have to create your own family, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're my biological father, it doesn't give you a right to tear me down because of the mistakes you've made or because you're not happy with how I'm living my life. I could see if I was out hustling on the corner, if I was dressing if I was trying to transition a woman, I could understand his anger because, like I said, he's old-fashioned. I still wouldn't deal with it, and I still would check it, you know. But what I'm doing is just for entertainment-wise. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm still a man. You know, don't be texting me. I can't stand, you know, button gangsters. You know, don't text me threatening me because I do drag. Like, dude, you know, and I did want to be shady about it. I wanted to be messy about it. We did have a little debate about it, you know. I talked about my stepmom, you know, which was probably wrong, but I feel as her being my stepmother, she should, you know, because me and her did have a good relationship, so I don't understand. I was really confused. I felt that, you know, she probably should have done what she normally would do, you know, is step in and be like, you know, Big Ron, that's not cool. You know, you shouldn't treat your son like that. You shouldn't talk to your son, because she used to. But I guess once I got into it with her son, because he had a problem with me doing drag too. You know, I don't even know him. That's the crazy part, y'all. I never broke bread with this man. I know he drinks with my dad, and I know my dad. Maybe that's why me and my brother Damien have these issues with my dad, because we don't sit there and throw bottles back. And before people get up here with their comments of, oh, you should always respect your parent and all of that, when you become a parent yourself, or just when you get some common sense, you realize there's not enough waiting and wanting and craving of love from a parent that's going to allow you to put up with just any little bit of disrespect. Any disrespect at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm black with a quarter of Italian, so, and I'm from the north. Respect is everything. You know, you're going to respect me because I respect you. And if you can't respect me, you can get popped or you can get removed from my circle. Now, I fought you when I was 18 because you were a drunken mess then. But I'm not going to fight you in my 30s, dude. I'm not going to argue with you. You 342 miles away. That's just a waste of my time, right? But it's crazy to me because you still watch and stalk my pages, even though you can't get in contact with me. You know, I blocked him on the phone. He's not really computer savvy. He can look and he can try to comment, and I don't approve them. You know, the I miss yous and I love you, they fall empty. The I'm sorry's, like Janet Jackson said in Color Purple, shout out to Tyler Perry. What I'm gonna do is sorry's meet me at my door. I don't have any room for anymore. I'm sorry. I don't want to fix the relationship. I didn't break the relationship. It's just not my problem anymore. I'm on to bigger and better things. And when I'm around my own son, you know, and I'm so grateful and so thankful for him. You know, I love that boy. I don't know if he understands everything about his dad's lifestyle. We've had some conversations, but, you know, he's a teenager. He's 15. You know, so I don't get too deep into that, because I want him to know who I am, but I believe there's an appropriateness level for your children. But he knows I do drag. You know, if I put a video up, he likes it. You know, it's like he supports his father, and I love that about my son. You know, my daughter's she's the same way, even though I think when she comes over here, she's more looking in my corner to see what she can take, you know, her and her mom. But I didn't want the relationship that I had with my father to be like the one that I'm creating with my son. And it was best that I just cut him out, because I'm like, I'll be darned if I ever get a call from my son and say you talk to him crazy. You know what I'm saying? From being called a pretty boy B, a sissy. I'm not a sissy. I might be a little sassy sometimes, but I'm not a sissy. Come on now. You know? Even when I'm in drag, I don't even identify as she. I identify as them, they. Them, they, we, us, you know, because we're non-binary, you know? So I don't understand. I didn't understand the hate. Maybe some of you guys can help me understand it. But don't come make no excuses, because there's no excuse in the world that's gonna okay and justify the way he is. I don't want to hear the he grew up in another era, so they didn't have that because dudes was creeping and being on the DL back then. That's what they were doing. And if you personally ask me, and it might not be nice to say, but I felt like I did tell him, you got 2 gay sons, maybe God's trying to tell you something. 2. You only got 2. And they both gay. Rumor is you attacked my brother, and I love my brother, and he wants his love so bad, and I can't wait till he catches up to me, to where he's like, I'm done, dude. You know, you stick with your wife, your new family, and you leave me and mine alone. And that's all I want, is him to leave me alone. So, like I said, they're probably going to be watching, you know, some people from the Smith side. I want them to know, 1, I'm no longer a Smith. I am a Redmond now. Y'all need to know that. Redmond Ray. And I still don't want nothing to do with him. I'm fine. I wish him no ill will. I wish him and his wife and his stepchildren the best. I wish all of you the best. But I'm going to need y'all to stay in New Jersey. Y'all stay up there. I'll stay down here. When I do come to New Jersey, I visit my mom's side of the family. I don't mess with none of them. I do talk to my cousin from that side from time to time. But that's about it. Everybody else, no, I'm good, because I think they're fake. You know, if family can be really fake. And I was so happy when I thought he accepted me doing drag, because I'm like, oh, this is something that, this is new territory for us, you know? He was not calling me when he was drinking, and I don't know what happened, y'all. Like, and when he attacked my drag, he wasn't drunk the first time. But when I wouldn't answer his phone calls, then I guess he started to drink, and I guess it started to sit in like, oh, he think he just gonna ignore me, so let me attack him. He told me, he said, well, I didn't raise no fairies and sissies. Well, you didn't raise me at all. My mother and my second mom, Kiana, did. Let's get that straight. And then he told me to go ahead, sashay and wear them heels. And that's what I've been doing ever since, you know. But you're telling me that I'm a B, bad things are gonna happen to me. You're my father, dude. Grow up. Educate yourself. Put the bottle down. And roll over to that man-looking wife of yours. Yeah, I said it. I don't care. You know, because she do look like a man. She like a scarecrow in the face. Me and my brother look way better than her. Because she look like one of the bros. Hard life. Hard face. You know? And I do think my dad has those tendencies. Maybe he wanted to be gay, too. You know, and maybe he couldn't find that, and maybe his daddy wasn't accepted in my grandfather, you know, so because my dad has a tendency of being with dominant women. That's a sign. He like dominant women. My mom like a whole dude. I'm telling y'all, she think like a man and everything. So, and she ran him. So maybe because she ran him, he took his frustrations out on me. I don't know. But like I said, people try to encourage the relationship, and I did give it a try. I went in 100% open heart and open mind, sharing all these experiences with him. But I'm not gonna put up with that. I'm 35 now. I ain't putting up with it for the next 35 years or however long he's gonna be here on this earth. But you do reap what you sow, and I know he is missing at me now because he left me 5 voicemails, y'all. 5 of them. Talk about, please, I'm sorry. Can you and your husband just forgive me? I won't do it again. But I just heard it too many times. The last time when we stopped talking, it was because he told me he had 4 different types of cancers. And when I went into a frenzy about it and was asking the family, like, why wouldn't y'all tell me something like this? Why would y'all keep this from me? They're like, they didn't know what I was talking about. And when we all confronted him about it, he said that he wanted to see how much we loved him. Why are you playing those kind of games? You're the parent. Why are you acting like the child? And why are you acting like a young child? You're about to be 60, what, 7, 66? And these are the games that you want to play? With you, me? No. We can't play those kind of games, yo. I can't do that. But since he didn't accept it, it didn't deter me. I'm still going to do the type of drag that I want to do. Fathers out there, love your kids, man. All parents, y'all should all love your kids. And, you know, no matter what they want to do, no matter who they're doing, you know, because life is short. You know, they can be gone in the blink of an eye, you know. And your kids are people. And when they become adults, what they decide to do in their adult life, if it don't affect you, if it ain't doing nothing wrong, we're not breaking no laws or anything like that, don't misjudge them. Besides, I believe only God sits that high anyway. You know what I'm saying? You can accept them and love them. You don't have to like what they're doing, but don't tear them down. Don't weaponize it, because you risk your relationships with your kids. And then sometimes when they have kids, it creates the same cycle. And I refuse to have that cycle going on. You know, I would never verbally and mentally and emotionally abuse my children. It's just something that will happen. I won't even physically abuse them. I don't believe in whooping children. You know, you might get hands popped when you're young, playing stuff you're not about playing it. That's to teach you. But all that mental warfare and emotional warfare, no one deserves that. I don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. So always make sure when you become an adult, there's so much you can and can't do when you're a child under their roof. But when you become an adult, stand for yourself. If they can't give you the respect that they instilled in you to give to others, they're hypocrites. And it's okay to walk away. And I know it hurts because it's your parents. What boy doesn't want a relationship with his dad, right? Just like girls want a relationship with their dads. Just like we all want relationships with our mom. But if they're not really gonna give you what you need, you gotta let them go. You know, I'm not that little boy looking for that kind of love anymore. So I guess that's why it was kind of easy for me, you know, and I've been doing good. God has continued to bless me because I've continued to stay on the path. I told you guys, it might take me some time to get out that stage of giving people chances, but there's reasons why I give them chances, but he don't deserve any chances from me. I wish him the best, like I said, but just please continue to leave me alone. And I really wanted to talk about this because I seen him on my page the other day as well. Yeah, and then it wasn't funny telling them about it. It wasn't a fun experience. You know, it's crazy. The only people who gave me the fun experience when I came telling them I wanted to do drag was all the women in the family. I'm the first drag queen in my family. And my brothers, my older brothers, you know, they get on my nerves. They support anything and everything I do. They love them some little Ronnie. That's what they call me. Even though I tell them it's Ro. That's what they call me. You know, but with all them brothers that I do have, my brother Robert, my brother Rocky, my brother Julius, James, rest in peace, you're not here anymore. There's some other brothers, my brother C-Mass. There's some other brothers, I'm not going to mention them because we don't have no repertoire. But the ones that I did mention, and my sister, of course, they're so supportive. They push me in everything that I do. And they make sure that I'm loved. They made sure that I had that love growing up from a man. And I'm thankful for that. I will always thank them for that. So, yeah, you know, it wasn't as funny as some of you probably were hoping. It wasn't meant to be. It was just meant to be informative. It's just to give you some background and to share my experience with family and being a drag queen. Please, in the comments, tell me, what do you think? What would you do? And I'm not going back. I'm not reaching out. Y'all can let that go. But and what was your story? You know, like if you did drag, you know, how did your parents accept it? I didn't bring up my mom because she's my #1 supporter. You know, I didn't need to. I only want to talk about the things that are different, things that mattered to me, important impacts in my life that changed me. But that's it for today's episode. Now I'm about to go. I'll let y'all see a little bit what I got on. Oh, that wasn't a look, was it? I'm sorry, y'all. Hold up. Okay, I'm wearing flowers today, and I want to give flowers. But okay, guys. So my next topic, I will have guest Makita Empress, and we will be talking about child support. Like I said, and we will also be talking about friendships, relationships, and when it's just time to let things go, you know? So it has been a pleasure. Again, it's Ro, your host. And thank you for watching a Kiki with Ro. Until next time. Oh, wait, I do have one thing. I need you guys to drop in a comment because sometimes Lady's gonna come up here. It's not just always gonna be me. And I wanna know if y'all wanna hear from her. Well, you're gonna hear from her. But what would you want to hear from her, I should say. But bye, bugs. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And thank you for watching a Kiki with Ro. Until next time. Bye.